hearing the coaches say that you played every defensive snap out there in that game.
Yeah. There were a lot of guys who didn't really come out very much in that game, and I think it's just something that as a player we take it on ourselves. We want to be out there, and there was never kind of a boring part in the game, and so I think it was just kind of on the players. We all want to be in there at the same time.
So, having that be a Thursday, get a couple extra days. Did you need a couple extra days to heal up or to start feeling right again, or did you feel okay after that?
Yeah, I think it was nice. Any game you're banged up from, but with having the bye week so early in the season, having this Thursday game was almost like a miniature bye weekend for us. So really gave us a lot of time to get into the training room and get your treatment done.
When you look at Wyoming, what kind of stands out? Obviously, they talk about that run game, but what do you notice?
Yeah, obviously, right off the bat, they're a very powerful running game. They have not one but two running backs who can really get the job done, and they're both downhill runners and need to be wrapped up and tackled, gang tackled. And they have a very good, experienced offensive line that we played against a bunch of them last year, and their quarterback has been really good this year, and we know that they have some top receivers too. So kind of a well-rounded offense that if you don't stop the run, they'll really take it down your throat.
You guys missed Williams from BYU and then Gibson from New Mexico, and they were hurt. How much challenge do you like getting a chance to go against the top guys in Hill?
You get, as a competitor, you get bummed out if one of their best players isn't playing. You want to play them when they are clicking on all cylinders, and credit to both of those teams. They stepped up and had good running backs to fill their positions, but it'll definitely be a fun test to get to go against Hill this week.
You see a guy number 2 in the nation in rushing, over 1,000 yards already. Does that kind of get your attention? Is that a fun battle, you guys, when you see a guy with those kind of stats and what he's done this year?
Yeah, typically when I'm watching film and stuff like that, I don't notice. I don't really look up their stats and need to see all that to know that they're a good runner. I look at the style of play that they use when they're out there, and he's a physical runner, and you can tell that he knows what he's doing. So I'm excited for that.
Did you see just because you walked in? Did you see Tanner after the game and he had blood all over his face?
Yeah, he looked like a psychopath. Yeah.
Who's the scariest guy on the team?
Tanner, no doubt. If you saw him, I think he's had that cut under his helmet every single game this year, and sometimes the trainers will try and put tape over it, and I think it just makes it look more gnarly because he's got the blood kind of dripping down from it. But he's a competitor, and you love to have a guy like that on your defense.
At the end of the game, he comes to the post, it's dried on his face now. All of a sudden, the blood.
Yeah, I guarantee you it probably happened on the first play of the game, and he just had blood dripping down his face the whole game.
I guess getting back to the running back real quick. How talented is Brian Hill? And then with a guy like him, for obvious reasons, if they get into the secondary, it means they're gaining yards. But a guy his size, when he gets downhill into the secondary, on the back end, maybe Chance James is similar in stature, but outside of that, he's going to be bigger than anybody once he breaks into the back of the secondary.
Yeah. We're confident in all of our tacklers in the secondary, but definitely want to keep all running backs that we play right there at the line of scrimmage. We don't want people to have to make kind of touchdown-saving tackles deep down the field. We want to try and get it done right at the line of scrimmage.
One of their players was saying this is the biggest game at their stadium in 20 years. I know you get that a lot when you go on the road, but they're undefeated in conference play too. They're obviously playing for a lot. Do you guys realize kind of how big of a game this is from their side, I guess?
Of course, this is the biggest game of our season. 2 undefeated teams coming into this, and whoever wins this will be at the top of the Mountain Division. That's our goal, and there's one team right now staying in front of it, and that's Wyoming, and so we're going in there ready for a battle. And as for it being one of the biggest games in their stadium ever, that gets me fired up because you never want to go somewhere and not play in front of a crowd. You want their best shot, and having a loud crowd behind it just makes the game a lot more fun. Last time we were there, it wasn't too packed, and so I'm really excited to see that stadium full.
curious, we talk about turnovers and stuff this year, and Andy pointed out yesterday, you guys got a lot of sacks this season. But you don't have any strip sacks, creating or forcing any turnovers off that. Is there anything you guys are doing to place an emphasis on trying to get the ball out?
Yeah, every week we do turnover circuits and try and work on the various ways to force turnovers. And definitely one of them is doing a strip sack. And as a defensive lineman, I know that's a very hard thing to do because when you get into the backfield, especially like last week against Hill, you want to just try and get him down. And if you can get the ball out, that's awesome. But we're trying to get him down to the ground. But I think it just takes an extra deal of focus, trying to get the ball out and not just settling for a tackle. Now the stakes are higher. We need to get the ball out.
What's it been like special teams wise a little bit this weekend against some of the units? What's it been like? It has been maybe a negative in a couple games this year. What's that focus been like this week? Has it been different? What's kind of been like out there for you guys?
For our special teams unit?
Yeah.
Coach Ridd does an unbelievable job getting the guys prepared, and I think it's just something that we need to have more passion with. That seeing special teams not as a transition period in the game, but an actual pivotal force on our team, and I think we're doing a lot better job with that, and I think it just needs to be reinforced every week that it is a very important part of the game.
It's been a little surprising seeing some of those some of those miscues. I know that was something that Harsin this summer said he wanted to be a big focus to see guys step up in that facet. Has that been a little surprising to you guys?
Sorry, I
just some of the struggles. I know obviously you've had some drop punts. There's been missed field goals or field goals that have been blocked, and just stuff like that. Has it been a little surprising to you guys that you haven't been able to be as successful there as maybe other facets?
I wouldn't say surprising. I mean, you always want to see all units of the game step up and play their best game, but you understand that it's not going to be perfect, and we're getting a lot of teams' very best shot, and we understand that things like that are going to happen, but it's really the way that we react to it that's really important with that. And I think last week we did a good job reacting to when turnovers happen and just trying to put ourselves out on the line for the team.
As opposed to playing what's the difference between traveling and playing at home? You guys have played really well on the road ever since the Utah State game last year. You guys have been lights out on the road, really. So just the whole process and traveling with your teammates and stuff. Do you enjoy playing on the road?
I enjoy both of them. Any chance getting to play is fun, especially being a senior and it's kind of running out. But we really try and treat it as a business trip, and we try and teach the freshmen and young guys as soon as they come in that this isn't a vacation. This isn't going to somewhere for like a leisure vacation. This is a business trip, and we're going there for one sole purpose, and that's to win a football game. And so when you think of it that way, you're not joking around and playing games at the hotel and doing funny stuff with your friends. I mean, you're getting there, you're doing your meetings, you're taking care of business, and you get up in the morning like you do on game day here, and you get ready to go play.
You mentioned 2 years ago not as many fans there. Obviously they've struggled in the past, but they've got something going on this year, at 5-2. What have you been able to tell, or can you see kind of what's working for them now, or why maybe they're off to a better year this year, 5-2, than maybe the previous couple of years? Or?
Well, I think their coach does a tremendous job getting their team prepared, and I think a lot of it just deals with confidence. You can tell that they know what they have to do, and they do a really good job at it. And you can tell that their run game is something that they've definitely hammered down, and they're doing a really good job this year, so it'll be a full test for us.